Hello, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys head coach gives major hint to Micah Parsons Week 1. Play-in status. The Dallas Cowboys situation with Micah Parsons has been very up in the air ever since the three-time All-Pro edge rusher submitted a trade request at the start of the month. Jerry Jones, when asked back on August 5th whether he was confident that former Defensive Rookie of the Year would suit up for Week 1, gave the impression that his playing status for the opener against the Philadelphia Eagles on September 4th was very much in doubt. However, speaking on Wednesday, head coach Schottenheimer delivered some much-needed good news for the fan base. Although he did not venture near any level of certainty, the rookie head coach feels good about the probability of Parsons playing against the Eagles in just over a week's time via Underdog NFL. Schottenheimer optimistic that Parsons will play in Week 1 despite contract battle. The situation is very much fluid with Parsons having requested a trade, and the organization seemingly having no plans to honor that wish. It is also unclear if this is simply part of a negotiation tactic to put further pressure on Dallas to get an extension done or an actual bona fide desire to exit the franchise. The former Penn State star is playing on the fifth-year option of his rookie deal, worth around $24 million in 2025. Now that deals have been made for edge rushers like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and T.J. Watt, Parsons is next up. And since what just broke Garrett's previously record-setting four-year, $160 million contract, $40 million per year, with a three-year, $123 million, $41 million per year of his own, the younger Parsons will most probably expect his forthcoming extension to supersede both. Yet, it seems like, considering the way things are going from his vantage point, Schotty feels at least vaguely confident that he will have his best defensive player at the ready come the start of the regular season. Adam Stra, speaking to Pat McAfee on Tuesday, predicted that the fifth-year defensive end in Dallas will likely remain together, at least until the end of the year. Stra also acknowledges that it is still only August and that there are likely more twists and turns, but unless a team really comes up with a serious offer, Parsons will most likely stay in Dallas for the remainder of the season, even if they pair cannot figure out a deal. Three Cowboys that need a strong showing in final preseason game. The preseason comes to a close this weekend when the Dallas Cowboys take on the Atlanta Falcons. Many of the starters, including Dak Prescott, will once again be on the sidelines watching from kickoff. That being said, things have not been pretty the first 2 weeks on either side of the ball, and with final roster cuts coming soon, a few players for the Cowboys will need to have a good showing in this game tomorrow. Joe Milton. I will start with the guy who has gotten the start in every preseason game and has not performed well at all. Let me first start by saying that he is not in any danger of not making the roster or anything like that, but let's be real here. He is fighting to be the backup. He will probably win it. But I don't know about you. If Dak Prescott goes down again, I will have zero confidence in him to step in and lead this offense. He has not been good. Against the Ravens last Saturday, he finished with 122 yards and an interception on 9 of 18 passing. And in the first preseason game, he was 17 for 29, throwing for 143 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Both games were ugly, and the offense could not so much as move the ball down the field at all. Joe needs to play well in this game to just give himself some confidence. But I have no faith in him as of now if he needed to take over for Dak like some of these fans wanted so badly to happen. James Houston, a guy that has been awesome in the first 2 preseason games, is James Houston, and I honestly think he has done enough to make the roster. Yet, he may still be on the outside looking in. This game tomorrow could determine whether he makes the team or not. Peyton Turner and Chew Sweet are the 2 guys that are ahead of him currently, and I think this may be the most difficult spot on the roster to make the cut. The former 6th-round pick of the Detroit Lions has been attempting to get back to his rookie self. In his rookie season back in 2022, Houston had 8 sacks for the Lions in just 7 games. I hope he plays well tomorrow and does enough to make the team. Any wide receiver 3? Yes. I understand I said 3 Cowboys, but I am lumping these final 2 together as one. Jonathan Mingo is likely to start the season on injured reserve because of a sprained posterior cruciate ligament in his right knee suffered in last week's preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. He is looking at a recovery period of 4 to 6 weeks if not longer, according to a source. That means that other wide receivers on the roster have a huge chance to move and provide some important snaps when the season starts. Right now, I would think that Jalen Tolbert has now moved firmly into the wide receiver 3 role, but guys like Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Brooks, and Tan Holden have a great chance to prove why they should be the next guy in line. Brooks has made the team in each of the last 2 years, and Flournoy was on it last year. Both are special team guys, but with the injury to Mingo, one of these guys are probably going to move up and be needed at some point in the first few weeks of the season. So keep an eye on these guys tomorrow. Cowboys trade Pitch Land's former first-round pick from AFC North. It's safe to say the Dallas Cowboys are not going into the 2025 season looking at themselves like almost everyone else in the football-loving world does, like a team that looks cooked from the start, where reality does set in, probably in the first month of the season and maybe sooner. The Cowboys will do what they usually do and try and keep up appearances. Sometimes it's almost like sleight of hand with a fancy trade here or there to distract from what's really going on. To that end, the Cowboys seem like they could stir up some goodwill by making sure they have a competent backup quarterback behind former NFL All-Pro Dak Prescott, which they don't have right now with Joe Milton and Will Grier. Heavy's Max Dybul thinks the Cowboys might make a splashy move and trade with the Cleveland Browns for quarterback and former first-round pick Kenny Pickett, with Cleveland receiving a 5th-round pick in return. Joe Flacco is the starter, so Pickett is liable to become available at some point. Dial said that may not be until the team transitions to its rookie QBS at some point midseason, likely when they are past the opening 6-game stretch of mostly playoff opponents and out of viable postseason contention. But Pickett will have value ahead of the deadline, and Dallas could be a destination. Dak Prescott missed 9 games last year and has missed 27 over the past 5 seasons. Dallas traded for Joe Milton 3, but he has been bad during the preseason outings, and Will Grier is the only option behind him. History says the Cowboys will probably need a backup quarterback to start approximately 1/3 of the season for them.